Hello, my happy shiny puppies. It's Melody Fletcher, and today's video is a little bit different. I'm coming to you from a hotel room in beautiful Laguna Beach, California, and that background noise you're hearing, that's not me fucking up the audio. That, my ladies and gentlemen, is the Pacific Ocean. So I'm gonna take you around here. It's a lot of light, but I'm gonna hopefully be able to show you here this gorgeous ocean right outside my room. That is where my balcony is at, and that is the ocean. Hello, Pacific. Right, so you can't see me this way, so I'm gonna have to turn around again. Not too much, so you don't see my messy bed. Anyway, so I woke up with a thought today, and I thought I'd make a quick video for you, other than just to show you the splendor of my life, right? And I want to talk to you about FOMO, fear of missing out, because I had a little bit of an insight this week on that. So like I said, I'm at a conference here. It was a 3-day conference. It was amazing. And I love conferences. But you know, at every conference, they always tell you, particularly the introverts in the room, you know, take this opportunity. You're only here, you know, for 3 days or 5 days or whatever the conference is. So don't, you know, come away from the conference and go back to your room and hole up there. Challenge yourself to get out there and talk with people and connect with people. And I totally agree with that on principle. But here's the thing. You might think I'm a total extrovert, and I definitely have that side, but I'm actually what I consider to be an omnivert, which some people don't think exists. Well, screw them, here I am, right? Which means that sometimes I'm a total extrovert. I get my energy from people. I'm energized by being around people. And sometimes I'm a total introvert, which means people suck the life out of me. And I have to listen to which side of me is coming out in that moment. I have to listen to what's correct for me in that moment, which means sometimes it means not going for the party or going for that dinner with someone. And you know, at a conference like this, you have to make a lot of decisions. Do I have dinner with this person? Do I have dinner with that person, this group, that group, or do I just go back to my room? So I had an experience where there was a cocktail party, and you know, normally I would be like, yay, cocktail party. And I mean, I don't drink, but I like parties. But I really kind of felt this, not strong, by the way, but this inkling that maybe I didn't want to go. And I thought, just go try it. And then everything went horrifically wrong. I mean, not permanently horrifically wrong. I didn't get maimed or anything, but what happened was I turned invisible, which means that everyone I went up to talk to, I wasn't there. Like, they didn't even acknowledge my presence. And that's happened before, so I did not freak out, and I didn't think that I was dead. Did I die in the alley? And now I'm, you know, I didn't realize it. But it is kind of a really shocking thing to have happen to you. And I had to really think about that. So, you know, it took a minute. It took a minute, and then I was like, touche, okay, I got it. But it still bothered me, because it seemed like a really harsh manifestation for, you know, just you didn't feel like going to the party. So I went ahead and went home. But I really had to think about it, and it took me a little while to sort of figure out, you know, what had happened here. And I realized that what had come up was that I was challenging myself to go to the party because I was afraid of, you know, I had fear of missing out. I was afraid of missing some important conversation or some connection or some, you know, possible partner or joint venture partner for my business, or, you know, you never know what's going to happen at a conference like this, who you might meet and who you might connect with, right? So that's a little bit of trying to make it happen. And, you know, I know it's, you know, some of you might be tempted to go, well, it's easy for you to talk about fear of missing out, Melody. There you are in Laguna Beach with the Pacific Ocean, and your life seems so fabulous. It's not easy for me to say. That's the whole point. It's not easy for any of us. This is a challenge because it comes up no matter where you are in your life. Yeah? By the way, it's not like I'm at a hotel every day. So here's the point I wanted to make, because when I finally really gave into this, so last night was my last night here. Today I'm flying back. And I really realized that I didn't want to spend the night. I didn't want to spend the night with anyone. That sounds sordid. I didn't really want to spend the evening with anyone. And so I had a ride back to the hotel. It was comfortable, and then I realized I was a bit hungry. So I walked down the street, and I found this little tiny Indian place, and it was the best Indian food I've had in years. And I took my book, and I was reading, and I was, you know, thinking, and it was just so nice to have some time by myself, even while being in a restaurant. Like, that didn't really hurt anything. It wasn't a very busy restaurant. It was a tiny little place, right? and they were so friendly, and the food was so amazing. And it finally dawned on me, you know, this fear of missing out is such bullshit, because I would have missed out on that experience. I would have missed out on sitting there and having this delicious food and enjoying this amazing Indian family and the atmosphere that they had so lovingly created. I would have enjoyed, you know, having the epiphanies and the insights that I had, and sort of cleaning up my mind, going through some of the thoughts from the last, you know, several days, some of the insights that I'd had. I would have missed out on that, you know, and what might have I subjected myself to by forcing myself to do something that logically seemed like it was a good idea, but, you know, wasn't what I was being called to do. And so, you know, realizing that the insight sometimes to not go to the party, or to not, you know, do something that seems like it would logically be a good idea, is the universe telling you, is your higher self telling you that out of the options available to you in that moment, this is the one that's going to serve you the best. This is the one that's going to feel the best. This is the one that's going to resonate most with you. It's going to be the most fun for you. Yeah? And your logical brain might want to argue with that and go, well, that seems boring, or that doesn't seem very productive, or that doesn't, you know, taking a nap doesn't seem very productive. I know I've talked about that before, how that can often be the best thing that you can possibly do if that's what you're called to. This is kind of the same thing, but it ups the challenge when other people are involved, or there's a deadline, because, hey, here I am. I'm only here for 3 days. I'm only going to do this for a couple of days. I got to do this before it's gone. I can't miss out. You know, and that's what deadlines do, is they create that urgency in us. But it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no to that and go, you know what? If I don't feel like doing this right now, then I'm not going to miss out on anything except for probably misery. Because it was not comfortable to be invisible at all. Yeah, I don't always have to be the most visible person in the room, but to be completely invisible wasn't comfortable. And so then I realized, okay, there was a bigger thing at play here. It wasn't just like, you didn't listen, you know. It was that I was really trying to make something happen, and there was a bigger fear underneath that I might, you know, mess this up by not making it happen. Yeah, it happens to the best of us, right? And the rest of us. Okay, so I hope that it wasn't too bothersome to have all that noise, that ocean noise in the background. You know, until next time, I wish you guys all the best. Thank you for bringing your light to the world, and I'm sending you the biggest, happiest, shiniest, smushiest puppy hugs ever. Bye.